content has been delayed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2. I'm Jake Helton, your host, and this is XLNC Shoutcasting. We shoutcast every Tuesday and Thursday, and we slur all of our words into one long run-on sentence as we've got ourselves Team Wakanda taking on Team Beh-Kl. Alright, I'm done. Team Beh-Kl. I mean, it's kind of like the sound that your cat makes when they're about to throw up. That's gonna be Team 2. There we go. Roy's here. Roy's in the chat. The VIP. One of the 2 VIPs himself showing up, hanging out as we have the Fizz banned away by Team Wakanda, starting us off strong. As Yasuo going to be banned away as well, taking that out of the hands of almost nobody because Heal It Up was the last one to play it on stream. But either way, it will be gone unplayed and unused tonight as Irelia going to be taken away by the side of Team Wakanda. Also strong. That Fizz, I don't think is on anybody in particular. It's just one of those annoying champions. You say, you know what? You got the troll pole, playful trickster, get him out of here. No reason to have that. So, hey, Spartans, how's it going? That must have taken a long breath. Oh my gosh, Spartans, you got no idea. You've got no idea. But how are you doing, Spartan? Arcane Vixen's here as well, hanging out. Yeah, it's a party in the chat. Wait, hold on. Spartan, do you play Leona? We gotta talk Leona. We gotta talk Leona. Oh, we got a clip from Zenidax. I'll have to check that out. Saw the plays? Yeah. Alright, LeBlanc banned away as well as the Jinx. All of these players besides Briar are new. They did not play last game. So with that Jinx banned away, it must have been just because last game it was pretty powerful. And the team said, you know what, we're not interested in having a Jinx play yet again. LeBlanc, I think, might also be Heal It Up champion. Morgana, strong. Support, you saw those Dark Bindings coming out last game. So she'll be taken off the table. That means we got a whole slew of strong champions to still get played. If you're looking at hyper meta, you're talking about the Rek'Sai. You're talking about, I guess Lissandra isn't taking quite as much these days in the mid lane. I think you still see more of those like Zeds. Rumble. No way. No way. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else as well. If you'll just take a moment with me. Take a breath, grab your seatbelts, go ahead and click them in, because this game is about to go nuts! We got Nerzulian grabbing the Rumble for the top lane. Happy birthday to me, says Tehil in chat, 100%. This is amazing. And Lieutenant 83 is on the Volibear as well. This game just got crazy exciting. Lieutenant has popped off on Volibear, solo carried games. Nerzulian, I think, is undefeated on his Rumble in games. Dive grabbing the Hecarim. Kristen 1 taking the unconventional Ashe, looking for those enchanted crystal arrows, stun some people up, drop those fools. Nova grabs the Varus for the bottom lane AD carry role. He's gonna have lots of arrows to just spear through the enemy's hearts, and you tap on top of that his ultimate to lock in Volibear so the charge can't come through. That's what matters. Zyra locked in by Heal It Up for the bottom lane supportive role. This is something I haven't seen, but I've heard is tearing up certain solo queue games. Hyper poke, hyper oppressive, hyper damage. I'm really excited to see how Zyra does in this game, especially paired up with Ashe. You think Crystal Arrow to snare them, and then you've got the Zyra, or sorry, excuse me, right. It's the Zyra grasping roots to snare, and then Ashe's Enchanted Crystal Arrow to stun them up, hold them in place for all of the plants and arrow damages to kill. Now, that said, it's going to be arrows versus arrows, so which arrows will pierce harder, we'll find out as the second ban phase starts. Braum! Taken off the table, not wanting to pair that with the Varus. It could be pretty strong, especially when you think about Varus ultimate. Snaring somebody, Braum tags them with the concussive blows, and then Varus just locks it down. Akali banned away by Team Wakanda, taking a mid laner off the table, but you can also play top lane, one of those pretty hard to deal with champions. If they get snowballing, they can pretty much walk over a game. Vaidi, am I ready to rumble? I am so ready to rumble. Nova, shh. We don't talk about that game. Shh. We don't talk about that game. All right, the Vigar take it away. Reeves isn't in the game. I really actually got to check in on Reeves, see how he's doing. It's been a while since I've heard from him. Hopefully he's recovering very well. But Vigar still taking off the table. Could have been support Vigar. Maybe that's what they were thinking, so they went ahead and took it away. We still have a mid laner and a support to be picked up by Team Wakanda, as they're going to take away the J4, thinking that maybe Volibear is going to be flexed into the top lane, and it's jungle J4 or top lane Jarvan. Maybe trying to make Rumble's life easier. If you have a J4 that starts off with that flag, trying to get a bit of poke damage down onto Rumble. Rumble is a fairly short-range champion, so you can definitely cause a lot of problems. And Briar grabs the Gragas for the mid lane. Look for those explosive barrels, because they're going to be raining in, wiping the enemy team off of the face of the map. Experiment 626, hovering a bunch of champions. Might be for the mid lane. What does he want? Is he going to lock in the Kled for the jungle? It's a Silas, most likely for the mid lane, as I'm still positive that Nerzulian is going to be taking that Rumble to the top. And Strawberry locks in the Brand support. I dig it. Now, it could be treated around Silas support, Brand mid lane, but I'm really strongly feeling this is going to be Silas mid, Brand support. Let me know in chat what you guys think about those two champions. Yes, we don't see their spells switched out just yet, because there's pretty much no way that Dive isn't taking Hecarim into the jungle. What's Eben's final pick going to be? It's the Zed. Huh? Zed. Mid lane, Gragas top lane. All right, that's my prediction. That's what I got. I'm guessing. I'm straight up guessing here. Throwing that out. Alright, I think everyone's moved to the correct position, so let's roll through the players, their champions, who's playing the game number 2, and then get to discussing with you guys in the chat how this game is going to go. For the side of Team Wakanda Forever, we've got Nerzulian taking the Rumble in the top lane, Dive with the Silas in the mid lane, Nova grabbing Varus for the 80 carry role, Experiment 626 on the Hecarim in the jungle, and Strawberry, I don't think I've ever seen you play before, welcome to the stream, with the Brand in the supportive role. For the side of Beh-Kl, there we go. We've got Lieutenant 83 with the Volibear in the jungle. Kristen 1, welcome with the Ashe in the 80 carry role. Heal it up on the Zed in the mid lane. Briar taking the Gragas to the top lane, trying to deal with Rumble, as Eben was locked into Zyra for the supportive role. So, with this breakdown of the champions and their players, let's get to analyzing. Xana Megan, go Ebony, wanting that Zyra to pop off. Very likely, we talked about the strong pairing of that Zyra and Ashe against the Varus. Now, it's also a Brand, who Brand has, let's think about this. Hold on. Fire and Plant. Fire and Plant. Yeah, okay, so Brand hurts. And if Brand can find a stun paired with a couple auto attacks, Zyra could go down. The best thing Zyra has for her is she's a very, very far-reaching champion. If she plants her plants correctly, haha, joke, she can definitely harass and poke away at the Brand and Varus. And because it's a Brand, there's not any healing coming through for the Varus or Brand himself, which means that poke will sustain. There's no healing coming through unless that Varus burns the heal himself. There's no Sona, there's no Soraka, any of those types of champions. So, keep that in mind. Now, top lane, Gragas versus Rumble. Gragas, as long as he's throwing barrels, gonna poke Rumble. Nerzulian's gonna have a little bit of difficulty. However, if Gragas ever body slams in, yes, it's gonna CC Rumble for a moment. However, the Flame Spitter on Rumble will hurt a lot. Especially if Gragas then tries to run away. Rumble's got double harpoons that he can pierce into Gragas's fairly large target, if you will, to slow him down, making sure that Flame Spitter just takes as much health off. So I'm expecting Gragas to actually win out in the very early game, just because of the sheer poke. And then level 6, he should definitely be able to get a couple of solo kills. However, as the game progresses and we get more to the team fight stage, we're going to be having a bit more on the side of Team Wakanda, because they have themselves a Silas. He's going to be able to steal away the Zed ultimate to ult in onto those squishy members of that Ashen Zyra who look so darn tasty. Or he could grab the Gragas ultimate, look for some crazy AoE damage. It's also because he's a scaling AP champion, he's going to hurt a lot. He could grab the Volibear ultimate, but I doubt it. It's mostly going to be Ashe for the arrow, Zed for jumping onto a target, or maybe Zyra for an engage or something. That's my best guess. 626 on the Hecarim in the jungle. Going to be farming like a madman. There's a Volibear on the enemy side. He knows that Volibear is probably not going to be trying to duel him too much, so look for that level 6. You want the level 6 to make those engages stick. However, I'm feeling like both junglers are going to pay particular attention to the bottom lane, because look at the members who are down there. Ashe, Zyra, Brand, Varus. Do you see any tanks? I don't see any tanks. It's all squishy all day. So that's going to be a hungry Volibear or Hecarim, Centaur, in that bottom lane that are trying to gobble up as many tasty goodies throughout those ganks. Now, they could try to focus on the top lane, but I feel like, as per normal, top lane's probably going to be an island, not going to be able to do that much. Rip is the word that you heard. It's got groove, it's got rest in peace. Alright, looking at some of these nice skins. We got the Badlands Baron Rumble, you don't see very often. Darkstar Varus, Arcade Hecarim, Battle Boss Brand, Arctic Ops Gragas, the Dragon Sorceress Zyra, my favorite Zyra skin, and Captain Volibear himself. Now, skins did come out for Team Wakanda. They got that 4 skins to the 3 skins of Beh-Kl. But I did want to note, if you are in the chat right now watching the game and you think you know which team is going to win, let us know. Drop it into the comments on that Twitch channel. Hashtag Team Wakanda or hashtag Team Beh-Kl. Let's hear it for these teams, which one you think is going to take the victory in game number 2. As we are going to launch right on in, move the champions to the correct positions, make sure that everything is lined up appropriately. Now, the Zed and the Gragas could swap around, so we could see some pretty craziness from there. But it's looking like it was what I predicted for the start of the game. Pretty standard stuff. Don't think we're going to see any crazy invades, mostly because there's not enough CC on a particular team to have the potential to either burn a flash or go for a kill. Now, Nova going to be in trouble. Oh, he drops a ward. Oh, man, Nova has upgraded his thinking. 300 IQ play. Now, he did lose the ward, which meant that that is a minion, or just a bit of gold, over to the Ashe. So, insurmountable. That's it. Go ahead, surrender the game. Go ahead. Just done. We're done. We can't do this. I mean, Ashe got a minion at the like the 1 minute mark. It's too much. It's too much, guys. GG. Just kidding. But good stuff from Nova. There's many a time that I see some newer players that just face check a brush like that, and he probably would have died. Volibear, I might have started the Q. He started the Majestic Roar, so he didn't have the flip, which is the Q. But it still would have been a lot of damage, to say the least, probably burning the flash on that Varus. As Zyra, gotta make sure she doesn't steal away the blue buff with those plants. It's happened many a time before when I played Zyra support. I don't like it very often because it's so incredibly squishy. It's very easy to kill a Zyra. She's fairly immobile. All you have to do is sidestep or wait for her to burn the root, and then you can go on in and should be able to get a kill. She's got her flash, so expect her to obviously use that if she gets engaged upon by potentially a level 2 Hecarim trying to make a play. It looks like Volibear grabbed his blue and immediately going to run to his own red to start things off on that double buff star. No, he's actually walking right past it, maybe going for the Scuttle Crab instead. So, gonna grab the ward. All right. I'm gonna stop predicting and just cast the game. In the top lane, Rumble getting some nice damage, plus that electrocute proc onto the Gragas. Now, Gragas, especially once he gets his, I believe it is W, he's going to get some pretty good healing going on. He's got normal potions right now, went with that Doran's Ring for that top lane. So he's still definitely going an AP heavy damage route. Nova able to pick up a lot of CS in that bottom lane, but not quite as much as the Ashe is. Brown trying to get a little bit of poke and harass down. Now, let's talk very quickly about the mid lane. It's just a little bit of harass in that top lane. So, in the mid lane, Sylas versus the Zed. Zed definitely a little bit easier to play. You can see different things like that. He has an AoE and a Q that are pretty easy to land. Sylas looking to be making the engage, looking for the chance. The Heck Room comes in, heal it up, should be able to go down. First blood over to the Heck Room, and Sylas actually heals up and survives. Dive gets out. First blood to Team Wakanda. Not what I was expecting, but a good gank. Now the Volibear coming in. He's got the flash. There it is. Easy pickup. Probably didn't want to burn the flash, but knew that once there was that minion kind of in the way, he had to burn the flash. Gets himself his own kill, making a 1-for-1 trade, but Heckrum's already ganking in the top side. Nice knock back onto Briar. The body slam still gets the Gragas out of harm's way, but it was a good attempt by the Hecarim, who's now ganked twice to Volibear's cleanup one time. So we'll keep track of that. Well, we got a little bit of poking war going on in the bottom lane. I want to check very briefly on the first Drake of the game. We are blessed indeed. Call it the birthday luck. It's an Infernal Drake to start this game off. Briar low mana in that top lane, so we'll keep our eyes on that. Rumble doesn't care about mana. He just has to manage his overheating. Nova sidestepping everything that Desire was putting out as we got another gank from the Volibear in that mid lane. A little bit of damage. The flash from Dive, but I think he's still dead. Anyway, going back in, trying to get a little bit of heal with the King's Command. I believe it's the King's Command, or Kingslayer, excuse me. It's the Kingslayer. Goes down, and that's actually a kill to Zed. So they're evening up, making sure that the Volibear got that first kill, and Zed was like, hey, you know what? I want to kill too. So Volibear's like, all right, fine. You can get a kill too. We share kills. We're on the same team. Why not? But Sylas going down twice, I still don't think that's the end of the world. He's one of those champions that still does a crazy amount of damage. Briar getting cooked up a little bit on that top side. Gragas barbecue for the moment. However, he's able to so far keep up pretty well in farm, so doing all right. He just needs to be watching his mana. Now, keep in mind, he doesn't have TP, so if he recalls, he's going to lose a lot of pressure on that top side. And so it's all about the mana usage, how that works. He's getting a little bit of heal. There's the body slam away. One harpoon lands. The ignite comes down. Briar should be gone. And there's Zulian picks up a solo kill on the top side. And that's what we talked about. This Diamond Champion. Hecarim ganking on the bottom side. Third gank of the game. However, he's losing a lot of health to the Ashe. He's slowing him on his way out. The Varus Q comes through. Strawberry dying. Maybe looking for the kill onto Ashe. Overstep past the minion wave. Lieutenant shows up. The slow goes through. And every time Wakanda gets a kill, Beh-Kl is punishing them for it. Now, Volibear running around in that bottom side. Enemy team jungle getting some deep wardage in. Maybe trying to chase the Hecarim out. Hecarim is about half health. Okay, so no, the actual play is onto the Infernal Drake. He took the Blast Cone over the wall. Going to be joined by Zyra. Level 4 Infernal Drake has been started up, and no one from the side of Team Wakanda sees and knows that this is happening, so it should be secured, especially with Ashe coming in. Oh, well, thanks, Ashe. Thanks, Ashe! A single volley. Yep, so much. That's all right. The Volibear passive will make sure that he survives and picks up that Infernal Drake for Team Beh-Kl. Doing well so far. 1,000 gold in the lead. Pressure points from that Volibear and in that bottom lane. Zyra still hasn't backed yet, sitting on about 1,000 gold. Ashe with that 1,700 gold. Varus starting to fall behind a little bit on farm. You see that 60 farm from the Ashe to the 25 of the Varus. He's going to get a little bit back here. Brand trying to help him out to clear that up. But Varus could take a little bit to come online. Hecarim finding Gragas out in the jungle. A little bit of a rumble in the jungle as they're duking it out. Sylas going to slow down, heal it up. But the Zed's still going to jump over the... Oh! He fails the Living Shadow. All right, Zed. 66 trying to dodge out in the barrel. Still gets hit by it, though. Rumble's showing up. He's got that harpoon. Keep that in mind. Flame Spitter not going to do that much. There's one harpoon landing, but the Zed is here. Dive now going to be coming in as well. The Hecarim's in trouble. Ignited should be falling. The ultimate from Rumble takes the Gragas low, but Volibear is here, and that's going to push off the Sylas and the Rumble from doing anything else, and Briar still alive. And everyone else decides to go ahead and back away. So another fight won by Beh-Kl as they are in the lead. A little bit of Blast Cone play from the Rumble, making sure there's no options to potentially try to dive a tower. He's got a control ward that Briar's going to go ahead and start cleaning up, but Rumble could walk in. He's already burned that ultimate. Briar still has his available, so keep that in mind. The control ward fight still goes over in Briar's favor. Hard to stop somebody from doing that. Spartans, Wakanda for forever. I thought you were supporting Eben. on the red side. Excuse me if I got that incorrect. Nah, it's still fun. Rumble getting tossed back by the Volibear on the top side. Nerzulian down to about half. He does not have Flash. He does not have Ignite. He doesn't have anything but a little bit of a shield. Trying to speed boost his way out. Volibear going to have Flash here shortly, but Hecarim's here for the save. May he be the sacrificial lamb saving the Rumble. He does go down. The damage comes through. Briar starting to get a little bit difficult to deal with because of the healing coming through. He's also got that corrupting potion now, so he's got plenty of charges to heal himself up. As long as he recently recalled. Bottom lane farm, still about 30 lead for the Ashe. Nova, however, going to be in trouble. Enchanted Crystal Arrow comes through. Kristen One walks forward and actually kills him, I believe, with a cutlass. Are you kidding me? That is just disrespectful, Kristen. But a nice kill nonetheless. Taking out the Varus, who's definitely just struggling, trying to figure out what to do. The brand support is strong when it's able to poke, but as we talked about, the Zyra is going to be out of range of Brand most of the time. Now, Strawberry does have level 6, and Silas, is coming down to the bottom lane, so we could see a 3v1. The stun is going to miss, but the ultimate started and immediately tossed back and forth, dropping Kristen 1 between her health and minions. Fairly low, but not dead yet. The flash from Eben should keep Zyra alive, and now the reposition. The Ashe is running away, but the Zed damage is insane. Pops the Hecarim, dive in trouble, heal it up, however, looking for a second kill. Zed ult used by the Silas is going to get a little bit of healing, but Zed is ulted the Silas back. You steal my ult, you cannot kill me. I will use my own on you. And that is, I believe, 3 kills through an extended play after the Varus went down as the first one in the bottom lane. Brand was the only one who was able to escape and get out alive, but mostly because he just walked away. After he got a good bit of burst damage onto Ashe. That was poor targeting. If they had jumped onto the Zyra, she flashed and immediately turned around and looked for the Ashe instead, they might have been able to pick her up. Goodbye, Nova. Heal it up on the Zed. That is, I feels bad for ADC's 2019. And a heal it up, showing an assassin like that can do. 20 CS up over the Silas. Nerzulian knocked underneath the turret. Going to go red for a moment. Electrocute damage. Briar looking for the pop. He's got the Ignite coming down as well. Ultimate from Nerzulian. The Rumble going to be knocked up, though. Goes down. Can't get the damage. And Briar, full health, burns pretty much everything besides Flash, but is able to pick up a revenge kill from earlier on that top side solo, which now means it's 10 kills to 2. And about a 4,500 gold lead for the side of Beh-Kl. Now, we saw this last game. Things were not going well for blue team, but they were able to come around as the game progressed. However, the problem this time around is that they don't have quite as good late game carries. They do have Varus, that's pretty nice. They do have Brand, who's got some good damage. They need the Silas to get huge. And an 0-3 is a really rough start for someone that you're going to be relying pretty heavily on, as these turrets are going to start falling. Plates are being picked up. We still got 3 minutes to go before those plates do fall. Deadless, how are you doing? The second VIP member coming in and hanging out. Briar, you outplayed yourself in about 3 minutes. Maybe we'll see as the Hecarim comes in, getting a nice charge. He's actually going to knock him out of the harpoon range. Briar going to walk back to the turret. Knows that he's dead with the Hecarim there. Silas coming in as well. They wanted Briar to fall, and he will fall indeed. So that's 1 kill back, but they invested a lot of resources, and this is giving Zed time to continue to take plates off of this mid lane turret. He's already gotten 1. Stacking up that gold, and with that jungle member in that top side, that means Mountain Drake going to go over to Team Beh-Kl, the second Drake of the game as well. Dive getting a little bit of 1v1. Hold on to Varus so low. Ignite ticking away, plus the Zed ultimate takes down Dive. And at this point, even with that extra kill in the bottom lane, Kristen 1 getting a double kill after finishing off the Varus earlier. Beh-Kl is doing fantastically. They've only lost 1 in the last while, but they picked up the Mountain Drake and multiple kills. Plates off the mid lane turret, plates off the bottom lane turret. They have a huge gold lead. 5,000 at the 12-minute mark. There is a couple more plates to come through on that bottom side. Those plants from Zyra pushing that minion wave back and delaying this turret from clearing the minion wave. They might actually be able to take that entire turret. Varus is coming up, but he's got his ultimate available. We'll see what happens. Rumble getting a little bit of an engage onto the Gragas, the top side. Not going to do that much. Yep, so Varus walks up, fires 1 Q. Kristen doesn't care. Clears the turret from 5 plates to none. bottom lane turret falls. I want to check quickly before the Ashe finishes recalling. 2,200 gold. That's a completed Blade of the Ruined King for sure. Zylos going in, but Silas, you're so much trouble. This has happened to you before. Gets the heal with the Kingslayer. Nice knockback from the Hecarim, but the flash from Heal It Up. Ultimate from the Hecarim, so we'll only trade 1 for 1. A good initial attempt by the Hecarim, but Zed had his flash, shut down the dive after he's already been shut down so many times. In fact, technically it wouldn't be a shutdown because he's just done nothing but die 0 and 5 times. Yeah, it's a different type of shutdown. It's a stomp into the ground, never get started. Ultimate actually from Nerzullian to try to clear the wave. Interesting choice on that top side. So knowing that he's not going to necessarily win a fight, especially with Volibear around the corner, he's instead looking for the wave clear. However, he's ulted by the Gragas. Gragas still underneath the turret. One harpoon lands. Electrocute comes through, and Nerzullian outplays Gragas, or as Briar said, he outplayed himself, going in under the turret with no minions, and then burns his flash, and really kind of fails the flash. Volibear finds Hecarim. That's a painful kill. Just eats up the Centaur, says that's a tasty snack. I think he's going to steal away the blue buff as well. So that's a little bit more advantage. Hold on, Zyra ultimate in the mid lane. Nice knock up onto dive. The Zed ultimate is going to be used by the Silas. However, he's still going to fall, and he doesn't have the damage to take out Zed. As Zed also Heal It Up will clear that mid lane turret. So that is 2 turrets now to the side of Beh-Kl, as they are still finding advantages across the map. 14 minutes in, they are 7,000 gold in the lead. Could rotate onto the everyone, I want you just to take a moment. If you got yourself something to drink, this is the time for you just to pull one out. Go ahead and pour yourself one. Just really fill it all the way up. I don't know if you drink or not, but just fill that shot glass all the way up. And here it is. This is for the main man, Nova. Because Heal It Up's on this Zed, who's super fed. Just going to walk in. Just let the moment linger. You've seen it 1,000 times. Knock it back. All right, and back to the game. Whoop, there we go. Couple of extra commands. We're good. All right, so that's a sad one for the Varus. That you've seen it before. Just gets caught out. Zed pops him 8-2-2. He's looking for his next victim on 6-2-6. And Chad Crystal are going to come through as well. Sorry, Hecarim. Rough time indeed. No one can stop the madman of Heal It Up at this point in the game. Someone's eventually got to stop him. But I don't know who it's going to be. 18 kills to 5. Beh-Kl with a massive advantage. Alright. So, as we are at this point in the game, and we've been here a couple times before, want to discuss what things can the side of Wakanda do to get back into the game. It's probably going to be pull Nerzullian away from the top lane. You need to start grouping. Things aren't going to be good for you. Briar going in, going to get harpooned twice on his way out from turret shot. Volibear looking for maybe a 2-man play on Nerzullian on the top side. This is why Nerzullian has to be, like, concerned. He's got to save this top lane turret, but he can't. Rift Herald, hold on, using the bottom lane. Rift Herald still spawned as Nerzullian was trying to stop it. The Hecarim ultimate a little bit too late to save the Shelly from being spawned. We still got to fight on the bottom side. Can they take down the Zed? They cannot. However, I think the Zyra went down. Yeah, the Varus was able to pick up Zyra before he went down himself. At the top side, Briar goes in, goes down, as well as Lieutenant. So that's 2 more kills over to Nerzullian, and Heal It Up on a rampage takes down the brand as well. Let's back up and check in the fight on this bottom side, seeing what exactly happened here. I do want to check in. All right, so Varus is actually hiding in this brush here. Interesting. Just throws out the ultimate. Couple of auto attacks. Brand is coming up as well as that ultimate. But the last, I think it was the E comes through. Good stuff there. And then goes down to the Zed. Zed is able to, oh, nice hide and disappear. And then turn around and pop Brand as well. That's an opportunity for you to throw back another one for the main man to Heal It Up. 11-2-2. What a carry so far this game. Kristen 1, 3-0-3, doing quite well. Highest farm in the game by quite a bit as well. And this is where the laning phase didn't last very long. Silas ultimate over the wall, looking for Christian 1. Ash should go down, and Silas is actually able to pick it up. His first kill of the game. He's worth gold again, ladies and gentlemen. He's worth gold again. Do we need to pull out the 1-for-1 meme? It's a bit old and a bit stale, but we could pull out the 1-for-1 meme because at this point, every time Wakanda can go 1-for-1, that's going to be an advantage for them because they really need everything that they can get. It's an advantage when you go even. How about that? In theory, if you have the scaling team, it's definitely an advantage if you go even. At this point, not losing is an advantage. The Infernal Drake dropping low. Can someone seal it away? Heckroom gets the Infernal! The Volibear going to fall as well. The grouping power of Wakanda as the Rumble ultimate going to slow 2 members. However, with Varus hit by that Ashe ultimate and the protection from Wakanda, trying to make sure that he doesn't go down, they're going to back away. But this is why you've got that Wakanda pride. Silas might be jumped on. The Zed and the Gragas are looking for some extra meals in the enemy team jungle. 3 members still here hanging around. Silas, do they have vision on this Zed? They do not. Gragas is here as well. He's been slowed though. There comes Zed. He doesn't go all the way in. Ulting onto the Varus. He uses the heal. I don't know if that's going to be enough. It is not. Plenty of damage with the Hecarim ultimate coming in. Finds the fear onto the Gragas. He's trying to get to the Blast Cone in time. Cannot do it. And we'll just toss the Hecarim closer towards the Zed. Not exactly what you want if you are that Zed. Though heal it up at this point. Could probably 1v2, maybe even 1v3 anyone on the side of Team Wakanda. Ashe was split pushing in the bottom lane, but has stopped for now. Top lane ignored once again. Eben taking a bit of poke damage from the Brand. Zed doing a bit more poke damage. Ashe should be able to secure this bottom lane turret. Making it about an 8,000 gold lead. Ultimate grab from Silas. He's going to go ahead and throw out the Enchanter Crystal Arrow onto Christian 1, but Zed is here. Can Silas take down Christian 1 before he goes down? The Ignite ticks away, but the healing comes through. And a nice sidestep from Ashe to avoid that Q from the Varus. Would have gone down if that had landed. Blade of the Ruined King has been completed on Varus, but it's very, very late. And he still only has tier 1 boots. 626 is going to fall in the mid lane because the Volibear just doesn't care. Very tanky. Enchanter Crystal Arrow lands onto Rumble. As Ashe is trying to recall and back away, will actually rejoin the fight. Brand in that mid lane drops the ultimate, but it's not going to be enough to stop Volibear. As Nerzulian in trouble, heal it up, chasing underneath the turret. The shield comes through. Rumble trying to make the outplay, should be able to pick up the kill. So that huge amount of shutdown gold, 700 on to Nerzulian on this Rumble. And this is actually looking very, very familiar to game number 1, where things were a huge advantage for the red side, and then their carry, who was just so far ahead, started to give some shutdown gold to members on the opposite side that could start to carry. And Rumble, while not great, has some carry potential. He's going to get a little bit tanky. He's got his Zanyas coming up here shortly. He's got his Morellonomicon already completed. We'll have to keep our eyes on where this goes with that 700 gold. Look at the vision, though, from Team Beh-Kl. They've got wards just all the way through this top lane area of the jungle. 3 control wards on the bottom side. Gragas gonna go down. The Ignite not gonna be enough to take down 626. Oh, so incredibly close. But the Centaur does live. They pick up the Gragas. I don't believe that was shut down gold, but they stop him split pushing. And any advantage that you can find, any kills that you can get are absolutely worth it right now when you are Team Wakanda and you're scrapping for gold. Talking about scrapping, that's going to be some scraps picked up by the side of Beh-Kl. I think that was, okay, that was just the chains. I was like, there's no way that was anything but just like the Seeking Chains from the Silas. So, Beh-Kl will get 1 back. Once again, this Varus. He thought that he was safe walking with the Silas, but really, there's nowhere on the map unless he can see the Zed that is safe. And even then, if you can see the Zed, still might not be safe. Baron started up by Beh-Kl. Rumble ultimate, seeing if he can seal it away, but it's a bit too early. Definitely no way to take it this time, as the Volibear will be able to smite it and secure it for all 5 members of Beh-Kl. 44,000 gold to 32,000 gold. They have passed the 10,000 gold lead. They are now at the 12,000 gold lead. definitely incredibly strong. Volibear actually picking up an own record just for the fun of it, because why not? His team is so far ahead, they can now run underneath the inhibitor turrets and be safe for, I believe it is up to 6 seconds that Wrecker can stun a turret. There's another Drake spawning here shortly. It is a Wind Drake. Not nearly as exciting as those Infernals that each team has, but if you're going for the Elder Drake, always good to have another one. So, Raw, I think we're going to be playing some games after this one. So, GG is stated, but the game's not over just yet. Nova throws out the ultimate, but he is popped and gone. Heal it up, picking up his 16th kill of the game as the mid lane inhibitor turret going to be the target. The Wrecker's not been used by Lieutenant just yet, because he's just going to walk in forward and start to tank it up and actually take a lot of damage. Electric comes through. Silas waiting around just the corner. There's the Hacker Room ultimate trying to make the initialization of the play. The Zyra is going to fall, but that is one squishy member going down. Not exactly what you want. Stump comes through from the Brand onto the Gragas. Briarson up for a moment, but no other follow-up. So it is a 1-for-1 at the moment, as the Varus is going to be spawning here in just a second. Lieutenant should die to that, as Dives gets a nice heal off of the Kingslayer. He doesn't survive the crit from the Gragas, though. And now Nerzulian going golden with the Zanyas, but that means his death as Christian 1 sets up a nice enchanted crystal arrow play, and the ace comes through from Beh-Kl, as they will not only get all 5 members, but also the inhibitor turret in the mid lane. They can move towards the bottom lane turret as well. Ash getting some good damage. The Hacker Room unsure of what he wants to do. It heads back to the fountain. 626, kind of afraid of walking out, trying to 1v2, even with Zed at half health. So that should be inhibitor number 2 going down. The Hacker's got the speed boost. Hold on, he actually almost takes that heal up in one burst. Turns onto the Ash, but she's got that empowered Q. I believe that is, hold on, what is that? Ranger's Focus, and just tears through the Hacker Room's health, mostly because the Zed survived with that living shadow dash to get out of the Hacker Room. Would have been another 600 gold going over to Team Wakanda, but they are in dire straits at this point. 14,000 gold behind. No chance to take away neutral objectives on the map. They have to stay in the base, defending from Supermans pushing in the mid and bottom side. So at this point, it is Beh-Kl's game to win. They have what they need. They could probably 5-man straight through the mid lane with an 18-3 Zed and win the game. But you know what? Spice it up a little bit. Grab yourselves the Wind Drake. Really just put this game in the back seat, saying we've got it. We don't even need to sweat wrapping the game up right now. Briar split pushing on that top side. 4-7-4, not the most carry-oriented game, full AP Gragas, but he definitely does do damage, so keep that in mind. Scream at 626, trying to run forward, getting a little bit of damage onto the Zyra, but he's all by himself, hit with the ultimate from the Zyra, can't escape with his own ultimate. Ultimate for ultimate, but the Hacker Room goes down, and that is going to be a painful day for the side of Team Wakanda, as Nova going to get jumped on by the Zed. Wow, didn't even need to use the ultimate, just gets the electrocute proc to finish him off. That feels bad for sure. Dive now down to about half health. Enchanted Crystal Arrow will miss from the Silas, as Zed going in, trying to finish this game off, looking for Strawberry, gets the kill and gets out. Crystal Arrow's out from Christian 1, the flash from Nerzulian, trying to get to the fountain in time, but he's blasted by the Gragas off the fountain. That was a hilarious end to the game. Wrecker is finally used, and ladies and gentlemen, Beh-Kl will win the game, but they want a couple more kills, so they're going to take down Hacker Room as they go. Kristen 1 walking onto the fountain, flashing out in dominating style, 41-16. Beh-Kl absolutely decimate. And we are probably going to call that my fault, because Nerzulian was playing the Rumble. Could have played anything he wanted to, but he played the Rumble just for me, so that's okay. We will blame Jake for the loss from Team Wakanda. We'll blame Jake. We'll blame Jake. That's all right. If you got those GGs, if you are a Tier 3 sub, feel free to drop them. I'm thinking about moving those around because I actually have another Tier 1 emote that I can move. But either way, let's go through the honorable mentions and MVPs of this game. For the losing side, Team Wakanda, they tried and they tried hard, but in the end, there was just look at that, 21-3 Zed, 8-1 Ash. I mean, what can you do against those numbers? It's not a lot. Zed, it was practically full build by the 25-minute mark. Rough stuff. So we're going to give the honorable mention over to, I'm going to give it to, this is actually a good question. I'm going to give it to 626, the honorable mention, because he wasn't afraid, even though they were behind, of trying to make plays, and definitely made a lot of plays in the beginning of the game, coming to the bottom lane, getting a couple good ultimates off, was able to pick up a handful of kills, fought out Gragas a couple of times in the Volibear, and the Gragas, I guess, in the river, but was trying to be active, proactive, setting up those plays. However, the squishiness of Hecarim eventually caught up with him, and the burst from the side of Beh-Kl was just a bit too much. MVP going over to Nerzulian for absorbing so much pressure on the top side and still being able to survive a number of times, getting solo kills, and then doing what he could to try to help carry the team as well, but it just wasn't enough. For the winning side, I think redemption is necessary. For the winning side, we're going to talk about Beh-Kl. For honorable mention, we are going to, let's see here, give it over to, I want to give it to Lieutenant 83 for making a number of plays. However, he wasn't quite as impactful as I've seen him be before. So instead, I'm going to give honorable mention over to Kristen 1. For those Enchanted Crystal arrows, there's a number of times that even when situations were looking pretty rough, Kristen still sent those arrows flying out, giving kills over to allies, but also for positioning on Ashe, a fairly immobile character who has to deal with the speed of a Hecarim, the roots of a Varus ultimate, the damage out of Nerzulian. Positioning is absolutely key. One death that game from the immobile character of Ashe. Really good stuff. Even towards the end, you could see when the Hecarim was jumping onto Zed, stood her ground, said, you know what, I've fed enough, I've got the Ranger's focus, I will just take Hecarim down myself. So good stuff out of Kristen 1. MVP, I think, definitely goes over to Nova for surviving in that bottom lane. Even though he died a bunch of times, you know what? Sometimes you just got to do what you can, and hopefully stayed positive throughout the. I'm kidding. MVP is going to go over to heal it up. But I do want to do that. Shout out to Nova. Hopefully stayed positive, even though was losing a number of times. Most of the members from the side of Wakanda were having a whole lot of trouble. You see 9 deaths on the Silas, 11 deaths on the Hecarim as well. It was just a rough game. Just a rough, one-sided game. All right. So, wrong team. Yeah, it was a joke, Nova. It was just me being silly. I apologize. My joke obviously probably went over a couple people's heads. So, all right, here's where things are at. I was hoping, as is a birthday stream, to do a little bit of some for fun games with people. Oh, are we going to spectate Briar doing the